Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about lesson 10.3 in your math book. Now, we have been dealing with volume, which is always associated with three-dimensional figures, especially rectangular prisms. Now, we did, on the other video, I showed you some examples of rectangular prisms like our SpongeBob lunchbox, which has a length, which has a width, and which obviously has a height. Now, what's great in lesson 10.3, they already take care of two of the dimensions for you by talking to you about the area of the base of the rectangular prism. So this looks like a rectangle, and you could clearly see that it has a length of 8, it has a width of 2, and if we remember our formula, we know that the formula for area is oops, there goes my rectangle. Area equals length times width. That's all it is. So if we have our rectangle with a length of 8 and a width of 2, 8 times 2 is what? Yes, 16. But we would also write that as 16 square inches, just like how we do it for volume. But there is only two dimensions that we're dealing with, length and width. Well, what if I told you that this rectangle wasn't just a rectangle? What if I said that I waved my magic wand and ta-da, I turned it into a rectangular prism. Now, you can actually still see that rectangle that we found out the area for, that was 16 square inches, and it has now become the base of our three-dimensional rectangular prism. Now, the greatest thing is, in lesson 10.3 is, they already give you the area of the base of the rectangular prisms. Now this we know is already 16 square inches. So the one thing we need to know to find the volume of this rectangular prism is only one more dimension. Can you guys guess what it is? If we already know the length and we already know the width, what's the one dimension that's missing? Did you say height? If you did, you were correct. And what if I told you the height was actually 2 inches as well? Would you be able to figure out the volume? Well, if we already know the length and we already know the width, which would look something like this, we would have to multiply the height. But we already know the length and width because that's the area, and the area of this rectangular prism is 16 square inches. Now all we have to do is multiply it times the height, which I don't know if you were listening, but I told you it was 2 inches. So now all we have to do is take 16 times 2, and that will give us the volume. See if you can figure that out.